Saul Malka, legendary tournament report writer, innovator of The Rock and his millions.
And millions.
And millions and millions of Saul Malka's fans.
And there we have another Fireman Avenger.
Everybody's got Fireman Avenger.
Exactly, they come in every pack.
So Saul apparently just drew his third land.
So Saul up a game against Ben here. Ben, yeah, he's base Boros. He obviously sided into some of these swamps. Looks like he lost a Kingpin's Pet.
Yeah, he lost it to a Devour Flesh.
Okay. Couldn't tell if that was exiled or the graveyard there. It looks more like an exile zone, but yeah. Looks like Mugging is taking out the Vizkopa Guild Mage. And a Kingpin's Pet versus a Fireman Avenger is what we have on board. Both players appear to be at 20, although those life totals may not be perfectly accurate.
Kingpin's Pet is a good man, but it ain't no Fireman Avenger.
Surely not. And it looks like it's gone away from, I believe it was a Killing Glare. And Avenger gets in for 3, so we're checking on life totals. Those are not actually accurate. What did he, besides the Kingpin's Pet, he sided in Killing Glare, obviously. He also has 2 copies of Grizzly Spectacle, although that's a heck of a, yeah, I don't think he's splashing for a double black. Although, you know, Grizzly Spectacle is pretty good. Night Squad Commandos for Ben, and then double Basilica Guards for Saul.
Oh, so Saul's going to have some good Extort coming back, right? Might be small consolation against triple the power of Extort with a Fireman Avenger.
Yeah. So Avenger getting in for 3 here again. Those Basilica Guards, 1 for Defender Extort. But they cannot defend against the Fireman Angel. Or Fireman Avenger. Yeah, did I call it Angel a couple of times?
Fireman Angel is a completely different
It certainly
angel.
is. A very cool Boros Angel from the original Ravnica.
Very powerful angel.
Yes. Fireman Avenger, however. Dutiful Thrall for Saul.
Dutiful Thrall has been putting in the work this weekend.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of it. I haven't seen it regenerate very often, though. Like, maybe once. Seems like...
I mean, Tom Martell's just got into the red zone.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
He rumbled for 1.
So on board, Saul Malka with Dutiful Thrall and double Basilica Guards. See Ben Friedman there. Has Nav Squad Commandos, Fireman Avenger, and he would love to activate some Battalion. Now he can activate the Keyrune and get Battalion. I'm actually surprised that he's not doing something like that, because you know, he would lose the Keyrune. I guess that's the only.
Doesn't want to lose the
main
Keyrune, right?
reason that he.
Saul's down to 10. He's got him on a bit of a clock. He probably wants to put him into a spot where if he actually ever gets the Battalion on the Fireman Avenger going, that
like
it'll be like 6.
swing, yeah.
He needs less than 2 attacks to put him in that spot right now. You know, provided Saul doesn't find a solution to a 3/3 flyer.
Basilica Screecher comes down for Saul.
So speaking of which, he now has a solution to a flyer.
Yeah.
I mean, not a long-term solution.
Right. Especially if Ben does, you know, he can Lightning Helix the Screecher out of the way. It's again though, he would have to sacrifice his Keyrune to do that, and he's trying to avoid that, it seems.
He's
going to go for it this time. So activate Keyrune, and then immediately Dimir Charm from Saul, and that will swat that Keyrune right off the board. And now Ben has to come up with an alternate plan. Swinging with the Avenger again.
But not much of an alternate.
No, I mean, I think just stick with what he was doing. And now he adds a Warmind infantry to the board, so he's got 3 Battalion creatures on board.
Judges Brian Perlman and Jason Clapper to the main event stage. Brian Perlin and Jason Blatford.
So Saul swings with his 1-2.
Interesting play.
Well, I think his assumption is that it's going to
die. And a Dinarova horror for Saul will bounce the Avenger.
Does it force a discard?
It forced a discard, but I think he kept the Avenger. I didn't see what he discarded. It's just under our graphics there.
I mean, very lucky for Ben, right?
Yeah, whole having like one extra card available. So yeah, there you see the Avenger being replayed. It was a Smite that was discarded there, so yeah, I keep the Avenger over Smite though.
I would agree.
Yeah. Now, we saw Ben with some pretty masterful play in Limited at the Pro Tour. I believe it was versus, was it Rob Doherty, I think? Could be wrong on that, but basically baiting out a pit fight.
Is that a Grizzly Spectacle?
And that is Grizzly Spectacle, so he's going to mill the top 3.
And deal with the best creature.
Yeah, exactly. Avenger plan no more. So
does this look like a comeback for Malka?
It could be. I mean, I don't know what Ben's holding. Is there an Assault Griffin? I could be totally just seeing glare.
Yeah,
on
but like every
and
single card that Saul plays now is like a triple extort in play, right?
Yeah. So I think he just double extorted there. Extort is quite the mechanic.
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's one of those things where, you're killing your opponent, and a lot of times, at least for me, I'm thinking about it like, okay, so my opponent's at X life, and I'm gonna extort him, and it's like in the meantime, you're also gaining life. You're also putting yourself further out of range for, especially these aggressive decks. Saul was at 8, now he's at 10. It's making more and more work for Ben every spell he casts, every extort. So it's like. So taking a peek through Ben's graveyard makes me wonder: is there some sort of sepulchral primordial? Maybe not. 4 mana for a Cinder Elemental.
So how much? So he got 4, 7.
Yeah, so he's
actually not that far off from getting some serious money with the Cinder Elemental.
Yeah.
You do 4. I mean, or you just keep playing lands. Saul's only at 10. Although,
yeah, it's like every turn that passes, every spell that Saul casts, he's gonna max out on the extort if he can. So Basilicus Creature gonna get in here for 1, knock Ben to 12, and Saul plays a card off screen, and we're gonna move it over.
And then the judge is telling him to get it on screen.
There it is. It's Syndicate Enforcer
with like 3 extorts.
Another extort.
No,
Yeah.
only
So there are
2
one.
extorts.
Well, yeah, but it's another extort creature. So he's got Syndicate Enforcer, Basilicus Creature, and double Basilica Guard. So he can get 4 extorts out of every spell if he has the mana. He's officially, if he could cast a double blue or a spell that costs blue something, he can actually cast, trigger all 4 extorts or pay for all 4 extorts.
Like a boomerang you, take 4, gain 4.
Yeah, that would be ideal. I mean, if he draws 1 more land, it's like Psionic Blast and char you. Like, I don't know, Psionic Blast and then 4 you with the extort.
Yeah, it'd be pretty good.
I mean, it would have to actually be Psionic Blast. It can't be char because he doesn't have red, but he's got blue. I mean, he's not taking 2 either. Anyway, these far-fetched, crazy things. There's a Grizzly Spectacle.
Grizzlies.
On the Dinarova Horror. It's going to mill
1,
Saul for 4.
2,
and,
3.
And it was 3 lands and
so it's just nothing. He actually probably improved Saul's draw.
Yeah, that was, well, yeah, that would have been nice for Saul to draw into for Ben, because Saul would have just been drawing blanks, no spells, nothing to extort. Yeah.
I think Ben's thinking the same thing right now.
He's like, geez, did it really, of all things to hit? The real Grizzly Spectacle was the top of Saul's library, which he just chopped off.
So Cinder Elemental activates to take the guy out.
Now look at the life totals.
I actually don't know if I love that play by Ben.
The Cinder Elemental?
Yeah, I understand where he's coming from on it, but it's like maybe he thinks that guy's too dangerous to let live, but he's cutting off his own potential way to win.
Angelic Skirmisher. And Basilica Screecher gets in. That was pre-combat, so I don't know what was chosen. It looks like lifelink. So yeah, first Angelic Skirmisher is a 4/4 flyer for 6, and at the beginning of each combat, choose First Strike, Vigilance, or Lifelink. Creatures you control gain that ability until end of turn.
All the creatures gain them.
Yeah. So what he did was play a pre-combat Angelic Skirmisher, chose I believe Lifelink. There it is. Chose Lifelink, and then swung in with the Lifelinking Basilica Screecher.
Oh, this is going to be big problems for Ben long term, right?
Yeah.
Multiple flyers, and he can just keep giving him lifelink to race. And he's got extorters for even more life gain.
Yeah, this is big trouble for Ben. He had a window there, and I don't know if he, I don't know if the window was ever perfectly there for him. Like, I don't know if he could have made different decisions, maybe activated the key rune a turn earlier or something, and maybe used the Lightning Helix Battalion ability on the Avenger, maybe gotten an extra use out of it. I mean, or actually, if Sol had the Dimir Charm earlier, it was just the same thing would have happened. It seemed like Ben had the upper hand, though, for a little while.
Oh, I totally agree. I'm trying to look through his deck list to see what he can pull to get him out of this.
Yeah, now we don't know what he sided in. Besides, we have seen some of the black removal spells, and it looks like he did side in the double Grizzly Spectacle. Oh, at least one of them.
Certainly did.
So that's.
If he brought in one, he probably brought in both, right?
Yeah, I imagine. So yeah, I mean his main deck is 8 Mountain, 7 Plains, a Boros Guild Gate, and a Sacred Foundry. So no black sources in his main deck. So he actually sided into the all the black that we're seeing.
But Ben has gotten Assemblable Legion.
So that's something that could.
I think it's probably be too slow for this game.
It might be.
Of the dominance of the Flyers.
We have a what is it, a Gateless. I forget what the name of it is now. The Gateless Shade or something. Gateway Shade, that's it.
So Saul's counting up a block. 21-1.
And the tide has turned quite a bit here. Ben attacking here. I mean,
Saul being like very careful with his blocks. Actually.
Yeah. He somehow does not want to take this game for granted. Doesn't want to take it for granted that he has this. So, puts 2 Basilica Guards on the Syndic of Tides, and the Dutiful Thrall.
Yep. So
yeah,
Ben
so
extends the hand.
Not good enough. Nat Squad Commandos. That was being blocked by the Dutiful Thrall there.